Hey guys, what's up? Jeff here for One Fish, Two Fish. Today we are going to give you guys an update as well as yell at you guys for letting me do stupid stuff. You guys know I sometimes jump into adding fish to the 1,350 gallon tank. That is obviously the display tank of our store. Lots of people just come in to look at the tank with the rays and the sharks and the big Oscars, and for the most part everything gets along in it. I had done a video a little while back where I showed you guys a fish that I fell in love with. I really liked him, and he was just way too big to be happy in any tank but ours. So the customer basically offered him to me if I was willing to put him in the 1,350 gallon tank. I did a video on it. I showed you guys. I asked you guys if you thought he would do well. We thought he would get along okay. He was big. He's got a big mouth. What I'm talking about is the Dalhousie Bashir. That, if you guys remember, I'm going to show you guys a picture of him in a minute. He is, you know, 1.5 to 2 feet long. He's a monster. He's got, he'll just sit and watch. We thought he was going to be fine. We put him in. Got along with everything. Nobody messed with him. He didn't touch the rays, which is the biggest part of the tank. Let's go and see if we can take a quick look at this guy. So in the last video we did, I tried to show you guys. So I guess he's been named Charles. I'm not going to tell you why. I'll let you use your imagination. He keeps eating things. So that's where we got the name. So you can see the clown loaches in here. So this is the problem. This is an albino tiger barb. And you can kind of see that he's very discolored. He's not a super happy fish. He used to have a family of, I believe, 7 of them. I believe he had 6 companions. And then he got in this tank. They all did really well. Again, you know, the Oscars, big mouths, but don't touch anything. The sharks, big mouths, but don't touch anything. We have quite a few. These are big clown loaches, but they're really not super duper big. We've got a black red-tailed shark that you can kind of see in here. I'm actually trying to find the Bashir, and I'm not being very successful at it right now. Let me see if I can find him. Oh, you can see him right here. So I think you can see his eyeballs. He's just underneath there. He is literally just sitting there. He's got himself even covered in sand. You can see his sides breathing good. He's literally waiting for this fish. It is the last one we have left out of 7. And he has just been a little turd. He has been picking them off one every couple days. He eats very well. This tank, we've done videos showing you guys how much we actually put in this tank. And most of the time when you see us feed, that's only one of the feedings. This tank gets 2 a day. You can see the size of these Oscars. They're certainly not hungry. They got big bellies. Tiger barbs, monster bellies. Even the clown loaches are monster fish. Everything in this tank. The frontosas. It's one of the Zaire frontosas. So you can tell that this tank gets lots of food. The sharks. Monsters. So the issue that we now have is this guy will eliminate anything that we want to put in this tank that is of any size. Because I don't know if the camera shows, that's not a small fish. And he is just gobbling them up. So that's basically going to eliminate anything small that goes in this tank sort of from here on out. The one downfall to it is I really wanted to put these guys in. So these are 5 iridescent sharks. They're very hard to house with anybody, only because of their size. They're very nice. These guys, the ID ones that we have, don't touch anything. They don't try to pick at anything. They're big eaters. So I really wanted to put those in. So the problem that we now run into is, I've got a feeling if we do add anything of that size, our thoughts are going to be, we either have to get rid of him, or we have to kind of be done adding anything into this tank that's got that size to him. So the question comes to, where do we want to go with this tank? What do we want the end result to be with this tank? We've done it. I have got me zoomed way in here. We've talked about this a couple different times. This tank is based around the rays. The rays are what are going to live in this tank forever. We've also gotten to the point where, we're completely fine with the food bill, but the food bill is something. We are going through hundreds of dollars every month just feeding this tank. The maintenance to it, obviously you guys know, especially you guys that have these big size fish, Oscars. You can get a couple Oscars in a tank, and they'll dirty up the tank very quick. They're just messy eaters. We've got 5 big Oscars in there. We've got a couple of big tiger barbs. We've got a school of about a dozen, big clown loaches. We've got the rays that need pristine water. Now, there is a lot of effort that goes into this tank. It's sort of all set up to auto-fill, to do auto water changes. So a lot of that stuff is not a really big deal. We do stay on it. It's got a ton of media in it. The tank does stay fairly clean, sort of without the extra effort we put in. But we do love that tank. We do love those rays, so obviously we are spending time with it all the time. So, the question of the day comes down to, what do we want to do? What do you guys want to see in the 1,350-gallon tank forever? I still stand by, and we probably can't do it at this point, so I need you guys not to love the idea too much, because then I'm going to want to do it. I would love to see a monster school of discus in that tank. I think it would look phenomenal. If you could put 25 or 30 full-grown discus in there, a couple of different schools of different types, different colors, I think the colors would just pop. I think it would be a gorgeous tank. They would get along with the rays. You would probably even see some breeding action with the amount that we would put in. The downfall to that would be, we have got a lot of fish that we would have to rehome, and we have a lot of fish that we would have to take out of a 1,300-gallon tank and likely put into something much smaller, which is a horrible idea. The staff would hate the idea. I would hate the idea. So, what do? This is where you guys come in. Leave some comments below. Give us any thoughts, what you guys think. What do you think of the discus idea? If we were to fill that tank with 30 or 25 or 30 full, the joys of what we do, obviously we buy fish, so we can buy adult discus. I don't have to buy small ones to grow out. We could. Maybe that would be fun to watch, watching them grow out in that tank. We can buy 6-7 inch discus and just kind of get some right off the start. So that's sort of where we're at. The other option we do have is, we do work with a couple of the universities here, and one of them does have a monster. It's something like a 10,000-gallon freshwater tank, and I know in the past they have taken in some very big fish. I know in the past that they have taken in a red tail catfish, and you guys know what those look like. King of DIY did a really good bunch of videos on his, just to show, because that's a fish we still get asked every day. Not every day, that's a lie. Once a month, can we bring them in? And we just refuse to bring them in. Nobody can house them. You need a 1,000-gallon, and even this, I wouldn't want to see one of those fish live in this tank. It would get so big that it would eat everything. So you need like an indoor pond that's a couple thousand gallons to house that thing. So we could use the option of talking with them and seeing what they think about maybe us donating a handful of the fish, and seeing, we could probably keep the clown loaches. I really like those fish. I would like to see them live in there for their whole life. I'd have to take a look and see what the pH, if that would affect the clown loaches. I don't know off the top of my head, so I would have to check that out. But anyway, guys, give me your comments below. Tell me what way you think. Tell me if you like it the way it is. Tell me anything else. We are getting to the point where really adding to that tank is a lot of work at this point. It's got to go through a full quarantine of a long time. Now it's been eliminated that obviously Charles is eating everything that fits in his mouth, so we can't do anything small. So yeah, guys, give us some comments below. Do you like it the way it is? Should we go with discus? Should we... What do you think? That's where you guys come in. If you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe, be sure to give us a like, and we'll see you in the comments. Thanks a lot.